Hey, and welcome to this special episode. Today I'll be scaping this little nano tank. Just kidding, I actually have to scape 40 something tanks. All of these nano tanks need to be scaped, plus a ton more big ones. We're gonna be showing at Aquashella Dallas, so come by if you're local. If not, stick around to this episode, and the next few will probably have special guest appearances along the way. This is an episode that you don't want to miss, so stay tuned to this vlog. So before I get started on the big tanks, I'll be scaping all of these nano tanks first, and the sizes include a 16C, a 16T, a 20C, a 25C, and a 25S. So they're all going to be different hardscapes, different plants, different aquascaping styles. These are going to actually take more time than the big tanks that we're going to scape. So I was saying we have 40 something tanks to scape. I am dressed, ready to scape with proper work attire. But the catch is we only have 3 days to scape all these little nano tanks because we have to get them ready for shipping. We're in Los Angeles, so it takes a while just to get all these tanks to Dallas. Plus, we have a ton of other big tanks to scape. So I really think I'm confident enough in scaping all these small tanks. I might enlist the help of others if and when I need them. So follow me and we'll get the hardscape right now, and then we'll get started on all the scapes, okay? Wow, look at all this hardscape that I get to use. So I'm usually looking for our rocks with a lot of texture and a good shape to it. Like I like this rock a lot. Like there's really good shape to it. But I need to find small sizes that fit the tank. This will probably fit one of the 25Cs. So yeah, let's keep digging. And we have pounds of rock and multiple sticks of wood to choose from. Wow, look at this death pile of tank lids. To get started, I'm not going to take every single tank off of the shelf and scape them one by one. A good tip here is I could take the box lid, for example, this is a 25C or 25S box lid, and I could scape on top. So however many 25s we have, I can create multiple different scapes in the box lid itself. And that way I know it will fit the tank. And also I don't have to reach into the glass tank to scape. This is a lot cleaner and a lot more efficient. Some of these box lids can be used for a tall tank or a short tank or a cube tank. And the three are the only ones I need, so I'll just scape out of these 3 boxes. So like I was saying, I'm wearing work appropriate attire today. We can't really step on the studio with shoes, so I wore some pretty comfortable flippy flops so I could step onto the studio without worrying about dirtying it, even though the studio is pretty dirty from all the tank videos that we've been shooting. But here we have a ton of hardscape laid out. And I like having every box lid here because sometimes I'll find a rock that might be really good in terms of size for a bigger tank rather than a smaller tank. So yeah, let's get started. So finally, I finished my first scape. It's glued together so all the rocks don't move around while being shipped. I know it looks pretty ugly right now, but we're gonna cover all these up. I'm gonna test fit it into one of the smallest tanks, actually the smallest tank that we have. It's the 16C. Hopefully I don't break anything. I should have probably just took the tank out first. Perfect. So we're gonna add soil or sand later. And this is the first tank done, a 16C, the smallest tank. I have still 40 something others to go, so wish me luck. So I'm grabbing a UNS atomizer. It's basically a mist maker. And some of the nano tanks are gonna have the mist effect just because we're going to be planting some immersed plants. So what I want to do is grab one of these that we're actually taking to the show and check the height of it in the tank so that I can build the hardscape around it to kind of hide this little contraption. It will create some really cool mist. Not just for the effect, but also for the plants themselves. This is great for emergent plants, so keep that in mind. UNS atomizer. At this point, I have 4 scapes ready to go. I've glued this all together, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rocks and 4 pieces of wood. It's not going anywhere. Also, the interesting thing about this scape is I've built like a little hollow area right here, like a little cove. And what I can do is actually, when I put it in the tank, I can hide the little atomizer right behind it. And there will be some mist coming out from this whole hardscape. One thing I do when I'm prepping wood, especially spider wood that's super tangly like this, and there's a lot of distracting stray vine-like little branches, I just grab them and I break them off. And I do it with a twisting motion so it looks like a little more natural rather than just a straight cut with some tools. So if you can, I would encourage you to create your kind of your own hardscape this way. And another way to do it is I'll grab some pliers for the tougher pieces. And I'm just gonna grab where I want to start breaking it off. There you go. I'm gonna end off with day 1. I finished 9, that's not a lot. I like to take breaks so that I don't get exhausted or have any creator's block when it comes to aquascaping. It's good to take breaks, but we're on a time crunch here and I wanna make good use of our time. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow, maybe bang out double the amount, hopefully, and then we'll get caught up. It's now day 2. I already started ramping up. I've created like 4 new scapes. Timing wise today, I think we're on track, but I'm gonna try to create some bigger 25s, the 25C cubes that haven't really been touched yet because we needed slightly bigger hardscape, but I'm hoping to have at least more than half of these done today, so it's over 20. I'm getting there, so root for me, please. All right, so I'm gonna end off day 2. I have 4 tanks left. They're 25s. The empty 16Ts are gonna be plant displays for a single plant. I will have all of these wrapped up by tomorrow, and then we'll bring in the bigger tanks. So stay tuned. It's now day 3, and guess what? I actually finished all the tanks yesterday off camera. We are all set on these nano tanks, so hit that like button, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, subscribe to our channel, and also make sure to drop a comment because we're gonna be giving away free UNS swag to 3 lucky winners. As long as you leave a comment, you are automatically entered to win, so stay tuned.